Morning everyone. Today's video is going to be straight into picking up some of the papers that we've been printing. We're going to be cutting some letters out and words, and we're going to be recollaging them and using free motion embroidery to pull them all back together again. And then I'll be working into them with some varnish and Brusho dyes. Okay, so hopefully you'll remember that we did this video the other day where we were scrape painting. So you pop the paint onto your paper or card and then you drag it with a squeegee. I use a shower squeegee. So I've got all of those prints that I want to sort of make something that will aid our graffiti project that we're doing over here. And then we also did some stenciling. I do really like these as they are, but I'm sort of torn between wanting to tear and rip up things and stitch them back together, just to have a go really at what we can do that's different with them. So let me have a think and let's get going. So I've got a photocopied sheet there of some graffiti style lettering that I like, and I'm tracing over the word forever. I'm then deciding which scrape painting that I want to choose to trace over the top of. So what I need to do next is I'm just going to use my HB pencil all over the back of that tracing, and then I'm going to turn it over, put it on the painting that I like, and then draw over the letters, and then it will transfer onto the paper. However, I didn't like the fact it didn't trace very well. It was a bit faint. So I found this carbon paper here that I had, and I decided that I'd go back, get the tracing of forever and put it over the back of the carbon paper, and then I would be able to transfer it nice and bold. And here it is. Forever. What I'm currently doing is, obviously I cut out the word forever from another piece of print out, which was that thin photocopied paper. So I've just put that down. I'm just playing around with this background. I've cut out the letter D for dreams, and then I thought maybe I could do some little patterns, little shapes. So I'm just building this up, and probably we'll be using the sewing machine at some point to get these sewn down. But the next thing I thought I'd do, because I really like this scrape painting that we did the other day, thinking some sort of rainbow idea. So maybe never I see you. I'll just cut that out. Okay, I've just cut this out, which just came off that one there. Just like the way the paint's been dragged, really nice patterns in there. And I'm actually not sure where to put it. Can you see? Diagonal down there would be good. I'm thinking that I'm going to make the word kind up there, so I need to choose some paper. Okay, I think we're back to using this one, which again is another paper one, which I'm inclined to use because I want to use it with the sewing machine. So I'm going to do KIN on here and cut that out. Literally just looking at these letters now and just enlarging it over here. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? Great till you added colors, like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the... Okay, so this is what we've got. I don't think that I'm going to add any more to it. I want to get this sewn down, and then we'll take a look at it and see whether we want to add any other media to it after it's been sewn. Hello lovely people. So we're going to be doing our free motion embroidery. I've actually stuck this one down with adhesive spray, so we'll see how we get on with that. And I think I'm going to use straight stitch. So what I'm going to do is just make it a little bit, as I used the word before, chaotic. I just want the overall feeling to be quite scruffy, quite graffiti, sort of messy. Not that graffiti's all messy, but just a bit rough and ready. So I'm not going to be being precise at sewing.
The others, you set my world on fire.
See what I mean? So that's what it looks like. I'm pretty pleased because I wasn't really sure whether the adhesive spray was going to make the needle a bit messy, but because I left it to dry yesterday, I think that's fine. But it just helps with kind of keeping it all together and not moving around as I sew. So this one over here, the letters, I'm going to do that equally in the same way. I did actually use Pritt Stick glue. That would be okay to use as well. So we'll give this one a go. Okay, let's go with the lettering forever. Obviously, because it is card and it's not fabric, we need to sort of curl the card up a little bit to fit it in. Keeping my fingers out of the way, I'm just going to sew this down.
My heart's desire. I just wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just...
That's what it looks like. That went down really well, actually. Again, the Pritt Stick was no problem at all, just fixing it down. This time I'm going to try it with these ones. Sewing these down without gluing them first, and we'll see how we get on.
Just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away.
Pretty messy.
I want you for myself every single
Next, I'm
day.
going to do the kind letters over here. You can see I've finished this one off and this one. So you can see these letters aren't glued down. So again, I'm going to see how I get on with those. As next time, I may well just stick them all down because it does really help.
All day. You set my world on fire. You set my world on fire. I don't know what I'd do without you.
This is what we've got. I do really like it. I think probably what I'm going to do now is retain this background, this printed background with the scrape painting, but I think I'm going to change the thread and maybe do some outlining on some of the shapes that are going on there. But I'm really digging it so far. Which colour should I go for? Let's go with the yellow. All set to go. We are going to use straight stitch again, stitch length between 2 and 3, down in foot. Let's go. As I said, I'm going to use the yellow to outline some of these shapes in the background. We're going to see what it looks like. If it doesn't look right, I'm going to stop because I equally like that background from the scrape painting anyway. But we shall see.
You make me smile. What is it that you do?
So, what do you think? I don't know if it's actually standing out. I don't want it to clash with what I've already done with the black outlining. It gives it a little bit of texture in the background. Whether it's needed, I'm not really sure. Maybe I should just do a little bit, maybe a bit over here, around there, just to finish it off. Sleepy, sleepy, little Layla. She's flat out listening to my sewing machine. Right then, I think that I'm going to continue a little bit of this yellow into this little area here. Let's give it a whirl.
My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon is the snow, we don't care about the other.
Okay, this is what we've got. I've done some of the background there in yellow, linked it all up, and I do like the look of it. I'm wondering whether to either cut around the edge like I did with, there's just one over there, I'll show you, with that one, because I quite like just taking some of the shapes and leaving it like that rather than, but I could rip it as well. I don't know, I'm not sure yet. There's a couple more things that I could do to this, but I think the stitching, I think there's enough on there for now. It's funny because, well, not funny, but when I was younger, my mum was, and still is, into textiles and sewing. And she used to get me to work on paper when I was very young on the sewing machine to get to grips with the control of the sewing machine, the presser foot and the control pedal. And it's a really good way to just master and improve and practice your skills. Look at her. Hi, did you hear me, Lola? Oh, she's so cute. She's got a big collar. So what I've got here is some PVA glue and some, I just put in a little bit of this Brusho leaf green. Just mixed it up. And I'm going to try it on this piece with a view to doing it a bit later on this piece, but we'll see how we go with this. Just feel like you could get some nice. Let's try. So I'm going to try a little bit of that on here as well. I'm just waiting for these two to dry. They're very nearly there. I want to try something else out. I've got some varnish, clear varnish, and I'm going to once again get my Brushos, and what should we go for? Go for blue then. I'm going to tip a little bit of this in here, a little bit of that in there. A bit of a pour over the top of another piece. See if I can just a tiny bit of that on here. Leave that to dry. A little bit of yellow. And then I'd like to top up this one. And I'm also going to add a little bit to this one. This was the one we did with PVA and Brusho. And I'm also going to Hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done already, and like the video. That really does help, so give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the very next video. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.